The big ticket item was like chicken breasts for $25.
Food is national security. Food is economic stability. Food is independence.
Chicken will rise across Canada 20 to 25%, so a couple drumsticks might cost more than your phone bill.
Exactly. The cost of living in Canada is nuts. 4 chicken breasts for $23.
Why is it $25 for 2 combos?
And $50 for two items, by the way.
Why the hell is beef so expensive?
So the beef prices in Canada have jumped by about 35% above the 5-year historical average.
Fresh young chicken, $31 fucking dollars. 31.
Welcome back to Canadian Rant, where we talk about the reality Canadians are living every single day. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you looked at the price of beef and quietly put it back on the shelf? Not because you didn't want it, because you simply couldn't justify it. Beef, once a normal part of the Canadian dinner table, is starting to feel like a luxury item. So what are families doing? They're switching to chicken. It's cheaper, it's practical, it makes sense. But now here's the twist nobody saw coming. So many Canadians have moved to chicken that chicken prices are rising too. Demand is exploding, supply is tightening, and suddenly the affordable alternative isn't so affordable anymore. Think about that for a second. In a country known for agriculture, farming, and food production, how did we reach a point where people are being priced out of basic protein? This isn't just about beef. This isn't just about chicken. This is about the growing cost of survival in Canada. Let's get into it.
Fresh young chicken, $31 fucking dollars. 31. Jesus Christ almighty. Dude, that's a fucking down payment on a car almost. Dude, I could go see breasts at a T-bar for fucking less than this.
Are we going vegetarian? Are we eating spam out of the can? Let me know.
Chicken will rise across Canada 20 to 25%, so a couple drumsticks might cost more than your phone bill. Now, with beef costing what seems to be the same as an engagement ring, people were turning to the bird for salvation. But now even the birds are cashing out. So, going out for fried chicken used to be a convenient place to take a date, or it's like blue collar food. And what's sad is now a bucket of fried chicken is a freaking status symbol.
Today we're going to talk about agriculture and food security. Canada is one of the most food-rich countries on earth. We produce 3 times more food than we consume. But here's the question nobody asks. How does a country that feeds the world struggle to feed itself affordably? Canada produces massive amounts of wheat, beef, canola, and grains. We export these all over the world. Then we import the same food back at higher prices. That means Canadians pay for transportation, processing, corporate markups, and global supply chains, all layered onto the food we already produce ourselves. Food security isn't about isolation. It's about stability. A strong country keeps the ability to feed itself first. That means investing in domestic food processing, regional distribution systems, an east-west rail corridor to move Alberta beef from Ontario quickly and affordably, local storage and emergency reserves to make sure prices stay low and survive global shocks, supporting farmers as strategic partners, not just commodity producers. Because food is not just another product. Food is national security. Food is economic stability. Food is independence. A resilient Canada doesn't just grow food. It builds a system that ensures every Canadian has access to affordable, nutritious food, not processed garbage.
You know what's on my mind today? Why the hell is beef so expensive? We were just checking, and I remember about 2 years ago, this big chunk of beef at Costco was about $120. It's over $200 now for the exact same piece of meat. Made in Canada, raised in Canada, packaged and transported in Canada, and we're paying Wagyu prices. That's on my mind. Maybe it's on yours. Okay, see you later.
So the beef prices in Canada have jumped by about 35% above the 5-year historical average, and they're not coming down anytime soon. The crisis started with a brutal drought across Western Canada that forced ranchers to sell off their breeding cows, effectively dismantling the beef supply chain. And because cattle takes a long time to raise, typically 3 to 4 years from birth to becoming the steak on your plate, even if ranchers started rebuilding their herds today, we wouldn't see relief until 2030. Meanwhile, two companies, Cargill and JBS, controls 80 to 90% of Canada's beef processing, creating a bottleneck that keeps retail prices sky high even when ranchers' profit don't match. And as a result, the average Canadian family is now spending nearly $1,000 more on food this year. And in response, many Canadians are bypassing grocery stores entirely, ordering beef directly from local farmers and splitting the cost with their neighbors, or simply switching to cheaper proteins like pork and chicken. We cover the Canadian economy. Follow us for more.
Exactly. The cost of living in Canada is nuts. 4 chicken breasts for $23. I made a video and I said the bacon was $16.99, and most of my comments were people who were like, "You're lying about the bacon. I bought bacon for $6.99 last week. I get bacon on sale." I didn't say I bought the fucking bacon. What I was saying was, it was at our Walmart for $16.99. And the fact that somebody would have to work a whole hour to buy a pack of bacon is fucking nuts. Not catching the drift that my video is actually about the cost of living and how insane it is. To fight me on the cost of the bacon seems crazy. This country is nuts. And the fact that the Prime Minister just said we're going to have to start making more sacrifices, and that the Bank of Canada just said that our standard of living is going to go down, which means we're going to feel poorer and poorer. That's why I'm doing digital marketing, because I am adapting, because I have no faith that the government is going to help us in any fucking way possible. The world is a shit show and we got to save ourselves. So if you feel the same way I do and would like to learn how I'm making an income from home, hit me up, say info. I'm more than happy to share. If you want to fight about bacon, let's do it. Just promotes my videos more.
Yeah, I don't pay no attention to my head today because I'm working from home and I'm looking crazy. I just woke up and just woke up. Didn't even comb my hair. Yep. Anywho, I am at Popeyes and my daughter and I wanted some lunch. So I got her a 6-piece boneless wing combo and got myself a 3-piece tender combo. Why is it $25 for 2 combos? Do you guys remember when you used to be able to go buy 2 combos for like $10? Like each combo was like $5.99. When did the price go up to $25 for 2 chicken combos? Like, what is happening here? Am I tripping, or our prices just seem like they're drastically going up? Because I'm sunburned, and look, I got sunburn all in my scalp. My whole forehead has been peeling. Anywho, is it just me, or what is happening here? Because I'm feeling like I can't afford life right now. Really, like, thank God I'm not single anymore. Because, baby, I'd have to go out there and join OnlyFans and put up some foot videos or something. Because, I mean, this is crazy. $25 for a 6-piece boneless wing combo and a 3-piece chicken tender combo. These aren't even big combos. This shit is crazy. Anywho, I'm pulling up to the window. Let me not let them hear me complaining. Talk to y'all soon. Toodles.
So I just spent $50 for this food order in Mississauga at this place called THG Chicken. They also have a spot in Scarborough as well. Honestly, I'm not sure if the price is worth it, but I'm gonna try it out. You guys can let me know in the comment. It's Friday, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm hungry. I just racked up a 16-hour shift, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. And $50 for 2 items, for two items, by the way. So you guys let me know. All right, so I just got to the crib. Let's see what we're working with. I really want to know if this actually worth $50. Just these 2. All right, so we got a mac and cheese here. as well as a combo burger, chicken burger, and some fries. So this is for $50, guys. So tell me, do you think this is worth it? I mean, I'm gonna bust it down no matter what, but actually pause. But anyway, I don't know. Just let me know if this worth $50 or not, or if you guys got another location that's actually as good as, you know, CHG hot chicken.
The true cost of meat. In 2024, Canadian sustainable business magazine Corporate Knights published an article entitled The True Cost of Meat. Citing statistics from the United Nations, Our World in Data, and other organizations, it lists the following ways in which animal people meat production has negative impacts that go far beyond the price tag.
Forests. Animal people livestock raising causes nearly 40% of global deforestation, mostly in crucial rainforests like the Amazon.
Subsidies. Governments spend billions each year to support animal people raising operations and keep animal people meat prices artificially low. In the US, animal people meat subsidies amount to $38 billion US. In Canada, it's over $1.7 billion US.
Climate change and pollution. Animal people raising operations are a main cause of global warming. Animal people factories and feedlots generate more than 150 types of poisonous gases that pollute the atmosphere. In the US, animal people factories create up to 1.37 billion tons of manure yearly, much of which ends up in waterways.
Animal people lives. Every single day, the global animal people meat industry kills 202 million chicken, 3.8 million pig, and 900,000 cow people to meet customers' demand for their flesh.
Antibiotic resistance. Around 2/3 of the antibiotics used globally are given to factory-raised animal people. This is leading to more and more dangerous bacteria becoming resistant to antibiotics, a process that is expected to cause 10 million deaths per year by 2050.
Disease. Eating animal people meat is linked to higher risks of cancer and heart disease. If wealthier countries cut down on their red and processed animal people meat consumption by just 14%, it could save 65,000 lives every year. The true cost of meat goes far beyond the price tag. Whether it's humans, animal citizens, or the environment, someone pays the price. Vegan, 'cause we can't live off others' pain and suffering. For more information on healthy, compassionate living, please visit suprememastertv.com/b-veg.
There's this TikTok going around of this Canadian lady who went to a no-frills zone in Ontario and paid like $44 for like 3 items, but the big ticket item was like chicken breasts for $25. And the comments are kind of what you'd expect. There's a few people blaming the Westons, but a lot of people are like, it's the Liberals, this is what you get for voting Liberal and not Conservative, which is deeply ironic because the food price, like the food inflation issue with meat products in particular, is not going away. Like there's a few reasons why chicken is expensive, but a big one is the fact that there's just a higher demand for the product, and that's because beef prices are so expensive. And beef prices are expensive because of extreme, increasingly regular droughts, which is killing the availability and cost of feed, which is forcing herders to reduce their number of cattle, which means that there's a smaller number of cows relative to the demand for meat products. And so more people are seeking out chicken, and now there's a higher demand on chicken. And chicken also faces a climate change related issue with things like avian flu, sometimes requiring the culling of coops and all that sort of thing. And the irony of thinking if you vote conservative, these prices are going to go down is that the conservatives will just double down on fossil fuel emissions, which is obviously a global problem. It's not just a Canadian problem, but they'll also get rid of our supply management system, which will eradicate small farmers, increasingly concentrate the number of agricultural producers, raise costs probably even further, or at least lower the quality of the product at the same time, and probably threaten people's health and safety. But it's also, equally important to talk about from the left perspective, like going after people like the Westons Although obviously there's a lot of profiteering in the grocery market, and I think the idea of like a public grocery store option is interesting. I don't know much about it. I don't even know how feasible it would be. It doesn't address the core underlying issue. And you have to talk to Canadians no one is being honest with Canadians about grocery prices. Nobody is being honest about the underlying causes. No politician will talk about this issue because it's not something you can just elect a new government and fix. This is because of years and years and years of governments trying to give people instant gratification and ignoring the long-term, extremely complex and international issue of climate change. And I feel like we've created a voting populace here in Canada that feels entitled, right? There's a certain entitlement. And what we're avoiding certain underlying core factors that are the result of years and years of neglecting to address long-term issues because they're hard and because they require a lot of upfront investment that pays for itself down the line. That's not how politics works. And so you get these TikToks of people who are angry that they're paying so much for poultry at No Frills. And they think that if they vote for a different government, they're going to somehow fix the problem. But it's not going away. It's not going away. And no one is being honest with you about the reasons. And this is the tip of the iceberg. Like, coffee is expensive for the exact same reasons. Like, it's not always the sole explaining factor with regard to why food inflation is so high, but it's a big one, and nobody's talking about it because it's politically inconvenient.
Even chicken is expensive now. Look at this, a chicken. See this? How much chicken costs now? Chicken is very expensive now.
Just a quick PSA to anyone who eats these Costco breaded chicken nuggets. The macros, not the same as they used to be. Still good, but it used to be 3 pieces for 90 calories and 12 grams of protein, and now it's 5 pieces for 180 calories and 18 grams of protein. A little upsetting as a Canadian girl who used to love these, and they're just as expensive. Like, they're not any cheaper. I guarantee they just added more breading on them to make them cheaper to make, so.
What we're watching right now isn't just a food trend, it's a warning sign. Because when people start changing what they eat, not for health, not for preference, but purely for survival, something deeper is happening in the economy. For decades, Canadians believed in a simple promise: work hard, earn a stable living, afford a good life. But lately, that promise feels like it's slipping away. First, housing became unaffordable. Then groceries surged. Now even basic sources of protein are climbing out of reach for many families. And here's the dangerous cycle nobody is talking about enough. When beef gets too expensive, people switch to chicken. When chicken demand spikes, prices go up. When that happens, families are forced to downgrade again. Where does it stop? Do we just keep lowering our expectations of what a normal life looks like? Because food is not a luxury. Food is the foundation of security, health, and dignity. A strong country makes sure its people can eat well without financial stress. But right now, many Canadians are walking through grocery stores doing mental math, putting items back, choosing quantity over quality, and leaving frustrated. That's not the Canada people recognize, and let's be clear, this isn't about blaming farmers or producers. They're facing rising fuel costs, feed prices, transportation expenses, labor shortages, and inflation just like everyone else. This is a system-wide pressure, but here's the bigger concern. When everyday necessities become stressful purchases, confidence in the future starts to erode. People begin asking questions like, if it's this hard now, what will it look like in 5 years? Will my income ever catch up? Is this the new normal? Canada is still one of the most resource-rich nations on Earth, which is exactly why this conversation matters. Because affordability isn't just an economic metric, it's a measure of national stability. If you've noticed grocery bills climbing, if you've swapped beef for chicken, if you feel like every trip to the store costs more than the last, you are not imagining it. So now I want to hear from you. Have you changed your grocery habits because of rising meat prices? Is beef already off your shopping list? Comment below and join the conversation. Like, share, and subscribe to Canadian Rant, because the more we talk about these realities, the harder they are to ignore. And remember, when a country as wealthy as Canada starts making basic food feel expensive, it's not just inflation, It's a signal that something bigger is shifting.